Well, it is indeed with a very heavy heart that I make this clip. And some of the scenes that I'm showing on this clip cannot be shown on YouTube because they show violent scenes, are not compatible with that particular channel's protocols. So you will have to go elsewhere, and I'll show you later on how to do that. Now, I've been making videos for some time on how the police, certainly in Britain, have become politicised, and it's been going on for some time. We've seen their chiefs, the chief of police is all over the country, being taken from university, fast-tracked to the top, done very little policing, and they are basically political animals. They are in the pay of the Home Office, of course, and they do exactly what the Home Office tells them to do. They learned their political correctness, of course, at university, and they learnt en route to do exactly as you're told by the state and enforce whatever the establishment want. And of course that's going on in Britain now all the time. And you can see the difference between the way the so-called eco-warriors are breaking the law on our motorways, causing mayhem, threatening lives, so on and so forth, as they do, with just one or two policemen around offering them tea and biscuits. And this has been going on now for nearly 2 years, without any serious prosecutions at all. And of course what these people fear most is a custodial sentence, even if it's suspended, because that gives them a criminal record. And that is the last thing that the middle classes, virtue signallers, want. The policemen are doing nothing about this at all, and it's no accident, clearly, is it? How could it be? They are being told to give a hands-off approach by the Home Office, to keep a low profile and pretty well let these demonstrators do exactly what they like. And it's the same with other sensitive religious groups or racial groups who seem to be able to get away with absolute murder. And yet peaceful protesters protesting for other reasons which aren't in line with the government diktat, which don't actually follow what the establishment line is, of course, are policed now quite brutally, quite violently, quite thuggishly. Now, a lot of this isn't appearing on your TV screens because mainstream media is in league with it. The BBC don't show these clips. Tabloid newspapers in support of this government don't photograph these clips. They pretend that some of these demonstrations are not what they are, and they're freedom demonstrations. Of course, now they're going on all over the world. People are fed up with being locked down. People are not happy with the concept of having a passport, an internal passport, least of all a medical passport. And at the weekend, there were over 130 countries were demonstrating on that basis, right across the globe, in very big numbers. But you won't find it on your mainstream TV screens. It's being hidden. And if you try and get clips of this on these demonstrations and police behaviour, police get in the way, confiscate your camera, boot you out of the way in sometimes quite a violent manner. And this has been going on with the British police now for some time, and it's very disappointing. And let me make a point about policing in the United Kingdom, and I've made this before. All a policeman is an ordinary citizen with certain powers to maintain law and order, powers of arrest, but he's just one of us. He's policing his own community. They're not employed, and it was never the original idea under Robert Peel, when the police force as we see it today was basically invented, that they would be thugs in uniform going around with crash helmets, armours and batons, generally speaking, breaking up demonstrations that the government didn't want and leaving demonstrations alone that support the government view. And sadly, this is now happening all over the liberal democracies. Australia, we see, there's some clips here that you simply wouldn't believe. I can't believe it. Australia, of all places, being absolutely appalling to their own citizens, bullying women and children. It really is quite disgraceful. And if you want to run this clip, and just concentrate on the clips that I'm showing, the videos I'm seeing, you can see this behaviour is quite dreadful. And you're probably not seen it. You probably don't know about it. The only way you would know about it is if you follow this kind of thing on social media. So this is what's going on in Australia. It's going on in Great Britain. It's going on in North America. And of course, it's going on in continental Europe, which again, some appalling behaviour. Of course, we are rather used to the clashes between demonstrators and the riot police In France, that's sort of part of their national character, but it never was with the free liberal democracies in the Anglosphere. Australia, North America, Great Britain. We didn't police that way. We don't police that way. This isn't North Korea. But we are going towards North Korea at the moment. It's that kind of approach. In fact, you're probably safer from the police in North Korea than you are at the moment in Melbourne, in Victoria. I don't know where this is going to go, but what I do know is that this kind of violence won't be tolerated for much longer, and it will push back. And violence will be met by violence. And there are more citizens than there are police, and it could get ugly. I do hope that it doesn't. I'm not advocating that in any way. What I would like to see is a return to our free liberal values in the British Commonwealth and North America, which have been so sadly abandoned. Think about it, look at these clips, and make your own decision. As most of you know, my work is very heavily independently research-based, and I get my information from all over the world. It would help if you press the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, because the more subscribers I have, the more likely it is that international independent research institutes will share their material with me. It's most helpful, and then of course I automatically share it with you. So, surprise, won't cost you anything. Thank you very much.